I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up. Yeah.
You know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million.
Is they wind up going broke at a certain point, right? First of all, taxes, child support, all that kind of stuff, that promoters, this and that, and then just the way you spend your money. Could be bad investments. You could try to do the right thing and wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude, you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he not do that?
You know, if you have the right money behind it and the right promotion behind it and the right kind of commercials behind it, you can turn anything or anyone into a star. So it's basically you're just choosing to do what you want to do. So if you want to do Mayweather and Pacquiao, I think it can be done in a way where people are going to be curious enough to watch it. And you guys were just talking about, it's on Netflix. It's not It's not necessarily behind the paywall, aside from unless you don't have a Netflix subscription. But people are going to watch.
Terence Crawford called out Floyd Mayweather over his demand for $100 million to fight Manny Pacquiao. He pointed out that Floyd once earned massive amounts of money, but now appears to be dealing with financial struggles.
He broke the bank, you know, and I don't see him trying to, give the game to the young fighters because he's a promoter now.
Yeah.
So I can't give everybody the game. Yeah. It's a business at the end of the day. So if they made all this money, on our backs as fighters, and now I'm a promoter, I'm gonna do the same thing that they once was doing, and just say it's just the game of the business.
It's the game.
Max Kellerman explained that many fighters focus on earning as much money as possible because boxing doesn't offer long-term security. Once their careers are over, there's very little support, so they have to rely on what they've saved and manage life on their own.
Floyd, with the 3 fights that's coming up, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, I think the guy's from Greece or something like that. What do you feel about great champions doing these kind of fights as well, or just these kind of fights that's going on?
They need money.
Damn.
Yeah, when you need money. This is the problem with boxing. You think about financial literacy, right? And you talk about like NFL players or NBA players. There's support systems for those dudes. There's nothing like that for fighters. They got to figure it out all themselves. And if you're a fighter, that means you did not have options.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like basketball or football. If you could, by the way, football players couldn't play basketball or they play basketball. It's a better deal, right? That's if you can, you do. And boxers couldn't do either one of those things, right? They're too small or they got hurt, whatever it is. And so you're dealing with a section of our world that is unlikely.
Tasha Kay said that when people run into financial trouble, they often start taking legal action to recover money they believe is owed to them. She added that Floyd Mayweather is now reportedly suing Showtime over missing payments.
Bills is due, but you done spent everything on stuff you ain't supposed to have, and now you really need something, so you get ready to go to Walmart, right? And you know you got $132 in your bank account, all right? We all done been there, and you know you need food, the light bill due tomorrow, they're gonna cut it off, and you got $132 to your name. And so then you start to search like, well, what happened to the money? You start to go look at your bank account. You start to go, well, you start to get a little bit, well, I could take this rice, the beans, this, and then when you get up to the counter, you hoping that something else ain't hit your account. That's done made it less, because it can say 132, but then you got them pending transactions that come in that hit you. That's definitely gonna put you in overdrive. You don't really start blaming or start realizing you broke until money get low, and that's when you go send people to look for where it went.
Jim Lampley shared that seeing Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather return to the ring made him feel disappointed. In his view, when legendary fighters come back late in their careers, it's often driven more by financial need than anything else.
I understood Manny, or I will understand Manny. Does it make me happy?
It's not really my business. It's their business.
You called what was still the most successful fight in boxing history, which was Mayweather-Pacquiao. I've never been a part of a buildup like that, where every mainstream outlet that maybe had abandoned boxing over the years came roaring back. I mean, it was massive. And then the fight happens and we don't get what we hope for. What did you come away from that fight feeling? What did you think of how that whole thing played out?
Well, I want to start this by saying that I like Floyd. And I get along with Floyd. I'm happy for Floyd that he was the first great social media master who demonstrated what the power of social media could be, how an event could be sold on social media.
Jeff Mayweather said that a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao could have taken place much earlier. But now, it seems obvious that the fight is being put together mainly for financial reasons.
I mean, that's a fight that basically, it's a cash grab for both of them.
You said it's a cash grab. I know he's had.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you created a name and you made a name, why not get paid for it?
No, 100%. I agree with you. Do you feel that that's what the comeback announcement is as well? Is just kind of like because I know he's suing Showtime for money he thought he thinks he's owed. Is it just kind of like we need an influx of money, you think?
I mean, I don't really know, and I'm not really going to say anything that I don't know. So, I mean, that part I'm not going to even talk about. It's just the fact that, to me, I looked at it and I seen the same thing that everybody else seen. So, I mean, and I've never talked to him about it, so I can't really give nobody no answer.
Floyd Mayweather, once known as the untouchable Money Mayweather, now appears to be dealing with financial pressure. Despite reportedly earning over $1 billion during his career, there are growing claims about debt, tax issues, and unpaid obligations. Recent clips show him promoting alcohol in a way that feels forced, as if he's under pressure rather than fully comfortable. His social media activity and public appearances suggest he may be handling responsibilities that don't match the image of effortless wealth he once projected.
He needs it more than wants it, because you see right here, Floyd Mayweather very vocally has never had a drop of alcohol in his fucking life, is out here promoting alcohol. That's how you know this dude's fucking broke as hell and swimming in debt, because he's posting shit like this.
We are back. Money Mayweather and Beluga, we are back. It's a special day, Valentine's Day. Toast to the ones that we love.
Does he not look like he's a hostage right here? Look.
Happy Valentine's Day and cheers.
I look at the look on his face and I can't tell if he's being held at gunpoint while doing this because he owes somebody money, or if he's just looking like that because he's really confused and struggling trying to read the script for this ad. Sorry, that's...
Even as Floyd Mayweather headlines new exhibition fights, the bigger picture points to possible financial mismanagement. Ongoing lawsuits, tax issues, and his return to the ring at 48 all suggest that money concerns may now be influencing his decisions, something that once seemed purely strategic. Comparisons to fighters like Mike Tyson, who spent huge amounts but still held on to real assets, make Floyd's situation even more confusing. His career earnings from fights and endorsements were massive, yet they don't seem to have protected him from financial pressure. The contrast is hard to ignore. A fighter who once showed off his wealth now appears more restricted, relying on big appearances to stay stable. It's a clear reminder that even earning at the highest level doesn't guarantee long-term security if spending and obligations get out of control.
There's no way Floyd Mayweather gives a f about any of that, bro. He's like, you said how much? How much is the check? You said I got to talk for 12 seconds. All I got to say is I'm the voice for them, and y'all are going to give me 15 million? Like that. That's the type of stuff that Floyd Mayweather does. And Conor was calling this out quite a long time ago, even back when they were promoting Mayweather versus McGregor.
Floyd not taking out his own yet? So Floyd got the money and he got tax problems.
And Conor also called it out right here as well.
And they said, I'm the motherfucker that can't read.
Bitch, I do numbers. I make money. You know my middle name. You owe money.
So Conor was on this 10 years ago. I think 2017 was 2016, 2017. So Conor's been on this for 10.
Tasha K explained that even when Floyd Mayweather appears to have huge amounts of money, hidden expenses and pending payments can still create serious financial pressure. His situation reflects a common problem: spending freely while debts quietly build in the background. Years ago, reports claimed he was held in Dubai until he cleared outstanding payments, showing that even top athletes aren't immune to financial obligations. The issue may have been made worse by mismanagement from people close to him, including claims that large sums went missing before he could track them, despite earning billions. Now, he is reportedly dealing with lawsuits and unpaid bills, including over $330,000 in rent for a luxury apartment in Manhattan. There are even claims that his daughter was encouraged to start earning, which many see as a sign of financial pressure. Despite the image of extreme wealth he presents, Floyd's situation suggests a more complicated reality, one involving debts, missed payments, and ongoing disputes. It's a reminder that what people show publicly doesn't always reflect what's really going on behind the scenes.
See somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Y'all know, when y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive, in Dubai is because he had owed them money and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network, that publicizes these fights.
Max Kellerman explained that many fighters run into financial problems because their careers are short and unpredictable. Injuries or physical limitations can reduce their earning potential, and without the right guidance or support, even skilled boxers can end up struggling financially. He pointed out that expenses like taxes, child support, and poor spending habits play a big role in these issues. Failed investments and expensive lifestyles only make things worse. Even fighters who are still competitive may find it hard to earn massive paydays, like $100 million, once they're past their peak. Kellerman stressed that this situation is very common in boxing. Many fighters face financial instability at some point, no matter how successful they were, which shows how important it is to plan carefully and manage money wisely throughout their careers.
Wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude, you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he not do that?
Do you think, and when I look at these fights that's coming up, do it take away from boxing for you when you see these fights being announced?
No, not. I mean, what it just demonstrates that boxing has not produced new characters that you know, whose stories people really want to follow. If we were producing those guys, and hopefully we will now with Zuffa, there'd be less interest in the kind of sideshow fights or the senior tour type fights,
right?
Because we'd be invested in new characters. We haven't had characters that have captured the public's imagination because people don't know who.
Jazz Mather explained that both fighters are extremely disciplined, carefully taking care of their bodies, and keeping up consistent training routines. He mentioned that he works out almost every day, including playing basketball, and still feels fit enough to compete at the highest level. This fight is also special because it's the first boxing event held at the Sphere, a venue previously known for concerts. Pulling it off required careful planning, the right team, and perfect timing. Mather highlighted how a global platform like Netflix allows hundreds of millions of viewers to watch the event and opens up new opportunities for boxing worldwide.
This Sylvan fighter, so him and me, we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now, I still can fight. I feel like I'm still young. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing changed.
Jazz, this event is going to mark the first boxing match at the Sphere. We've been there, we've seen concerts there, but how did this come to be?
This was a lot of work. Took a lot of time. I mean, many tried and many, I wouldn't say failed, but planted seeds. It just took the right time and, having the right team in place to be able to get it done, right? It's really a timing thing and all the right people involved.
Manny Pacquiao's return to ring has sparked a competitive response from Floyd Mayweather, highlighting the drive and world-class talent of both fighters. Two careers that have left a lasting mark on boxing. Jazz Mather noted that challenges in boxing often come from people putting their own interests ahead of the fighter's goals, and that too many intermediaries can complicate negotiations. Ahead of the fight, Pacquiao sent Mayweather birthday wishes for his 49th, showing mutual respect as both continue preparing. The upcoming Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 promises to be historic, bringing two legendary athletes together on a stage unlike anything seen before in Las Vegas.
Of course, Manny came out of retirement. He did a return pro fight of last year. Obviously, Floyd sees that. Floyd's very competitive. He wants the same thing. He feels he can come in, he can do the same thing, and why not give it that chance? They're both the best in the game. They're both world renowned, and the sport would not be what it is without them.
I think that's fair to say, given their stature, for sure. Jazz, quickly, I want to ask you the biggest impediment to getting this done, because it sounds like Manny's wanted to have a rematch over these last 11 years. What's been the biggest barrier, the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome?
The biggest barrier would be, I would just say, there's people in the way that just don't present either the deal the right way, or just are not able to get it closed. A lot of times people will look after themselves rather than look after the fight.
Wade Plemons explained that Floyd Mayweather's recent fights, including exhibitions against Mike Tyson and the upcoming bout with Manny Pacquiao, are largely driven by financial motivations. Even though Floyd is considered one of the greatest of all time, he reportedly has hundreds of millions missing in years of unpaid taxes. These high-profile events are about more than just sport. They're a way to recover financially. Plemons added that using Floyd's perfect 50-0 career record and pairing him with globally recognized names like Manny Pacquiao guarantees massive pay-per-view interest and revenue, especially with global platforms like Netflix promoting the events.
You can get away with that when you do exhibitions, and again, Floyd fighting in his exhibition versus Mike Tyson in the Congo to get ready for this. That's on April 25th. And like we saw a second ago, Manny takes his on April 18th from the Thomas and Mack Arena in Vegas. So this must have been planned in the works before they even announced the exhibition fights, right? And again, Floyd's got a tough one. Ruslan is a former world champion. It's a 10-round welterweight fight. That's not the same exhibition that Floyd is doing. They don't even have rounds yet for the Floyd and Mike Tyson deal. Minutes, none of that. It's a 10-round exhibition, but it's a fight because Ruslan's a bad mother. But this was all it had to have been set up, put in play for those two to come together in September. They needed a tune-up fight for each of them. That wasn't going to count against them on their records. Hopefully no one gets knocked out in those two exhibitions.
He also pointed out that casual fans aren't focused on age or competitiveness. They want to see legendary names in the ring. Even though Floyd is 49 and Manny is 47, their star power alone draws huge audiences, making these fights extremely profitable. Plemons emphasized that following exhibitions like the Mike Tyson fight, with a bout against Manny Pacquiao, is a calculated strategy to maximize earnings while leveraging fame, reputation, and media exposure. The mix of historic legacies and financial pressures explains why Floyd keeps returning to the ring, showing that even the richest athletes can face money-driven decisions that shape their careers.
Again, they're two of the best of all time. They could probably avoid it. Then they come out in September and have one final go at it. I told you guys, Floyd is going broke. And there's no other clear explanation other than, we can look through the court documents of him versus Showtime, but missing $340 million, being years and years behind on his taxes, that's clearly the motivation for this. And because Floyd, obviously, he is one of the best of all time, so if he still can do it. But Mike Tyson, followed by Manny Pacquiao, will get you out of a lot of financial bad situations and bad decision-making. So this is why I think Floyd is doing this more than anything else, leveraging his 50-0 career, because that will bring in the viewership, and Netflix being the partner here. This, I don't know if it's going to approach it, but if there was a matchup to beat Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix, seeing as, again, it was 11 years ago, but 4.2 million pay-per-view buys, and seeing as the casual audience doesn't really give it.
Paulie Malignaggi sees the upcoming Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight more as a major payday than a purely sporting event. He noted that the first fight in 2015, while historic, often felt more like a spectacle than a fast-paced, action-packed match, leaving fans wanting more excitement. Malignaggi believes this new bout follows a similar pattern, designed to grab attention, generate massive revenue, and capitalize on the legendary status of both fighters. He stressed that financial incentives play a big role in these events. And even though both fighters are older, the hype and name recognition make a profitable venture for everyone involved.
That one was also a little bit too late, and really they didn't really fight with that passion and fire. It was more like, I'll dance, you dance, and if nobody gets hurt, we both win, you know? And that's not really what fans want to see. Having said that, the first time around was for the championship of the world. Floyd was champion. Pacquiao was challenging him. I think Floyd had the WBC title at the time, so on and so forth. And you know what I say about, and at the time, it was still a fight that was viable within the whole world landscape of the welterweight division. This time around, it's not really a viable fight within the landscape of the welterweight division. But it's like I always complain about Canelo. As long as you don't take the belts with you and hold them hostage, and the sanctioning bodies allow you to hold them hostage, I don't mind guys doing this kind of thing. Let's face it. Is it the only time we've seen this? We've seen this time and again. I mean, Leonard did the third fight with Duran and Hearns in 1989. 8 years after everybody wanted it. Pull up to the arena together.
This is entertainment. Let's get cameras with them the whole time. Someone in the back, just the whole way up.
Well, when you look at
because that's going to be more fun than the fight. I'm telling you right now.
The build now, a question I have too. We've seen it in previous Netflix cards, not all of them, of course. MVP Promotions, Jake Paul has done some Netflix cards. The card around this, does that, Paulie? When you look at the spectacle that will be, Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2, you could put a great card underneath this and really get some shine on some fighters that maybe need the exposure. What do you think is going to be done? Or this would sell all by itself. You don't need to spend any more money. What you thought on the card around this, Paulie? What do you think we're going to see?
I'm hearing.
Yeah, please.
Because I looked into it obviously already.
Right.
I was trying to see if there's space for me. I'm hearing that there's they're gonna have their own stable of guys. Maybe the Manny's son could be on the undercard.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that. I'm hearing that they're gonna each have a piece of the undercard for themselves.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more updates. We'll see you next time.